looking at people who are looking in Kenosha don't really look at the Parkside neighborhood, and that could be the biggest mistake.
If you overlook this neighborhood, you could be missing one of the best kept secrets in all of Kenosha.
But is it as good as they say? We find out.
So you may be wondering, where exactly is the Parkside neighborhood? Well, obviously it's near Parkside University. Generally it's 12th Street and 39th Avenue, kind of that general location. It's kind of where you find the Parkside neighborhood. It kind of stretches a little bit further than just that general intersection, but that's kind of the area that you'd find it in.
Why does that location appeal to commuters though?
Well, people really love that location because it's really close to Green Bay Road. So you just jump on Green Bay Road. You can shoot north to Milwaukee or south down in Illinois. And it's also just a nice, easy shot to I-94. So even faster than Milwaukee or Chicago. So for commuters, it's nice and easy and quick to any job that you need to get to. And if you work in like Mount Pleasant at the new Microsoft Center, or Pleasant Prairie and any of the jobs on there like Uline or anything like that, super quick and easy to get to any of those places.
And it's actually pretty close to the amenities, the shopping areas, but actually it's also far away from that traffic noise that you just hate in the middle of the night. So it is a perfect location.
Yeah, the neighborhood's nice and tucked away. Like it's not right on Green Bay Road. It's what, a mile, half mile away from Green Bay Road, so you don't hear all the road noise at night.
Exactly. So, and all the houses, they're totally different. They're typical houses is mixed with single family homes and townhomes and ranches with newer construction builds as well. So it's a good variety for everyone.
Yeah, you'll find some, there's not a ton of newer construction in there, but you'll find some newer construction that are sprinkled in here and there.
So the average prices, you're gonna see a mixed bag, just like the house styles. It starts from around approximately $350,000 and up, but there are also some $1 million homes as well sprinkled in. So it's a good like variety. If you're looking for variety, this is the neighborhood to look at. Also, it's kind of more affordable than some neighborhoods, but not Forest Park. It's kind of about average with Forest Park.
Yeah, if you're definitely looking for a more affordable neighborhood, then Forest Park is still the neighborhood for you. The Parkside neighborhood is still more for the affluent people because the housing prices are still a little more out of reach for most people. But if you can afford those housing prices, the houses are still pretty nice. Generally, they're built in the 90s or newer, and they are really nice houses.
You can actually find an actual home and not break the bank in this location as well. So, which is definitely rare these days. So it is definitely cheaper than Pleasant Prairie or the new construction that's about to happen or happening currently here at September when this video has been recorded. So it's something to think about, to look at in the Parkside neighborhood. So what about we talked about the housings, but what about the lifestyle, Chad?
So it's definitely a family-friendly neighborhood. You know, it's a very tight-knit community. Houses are closer together. The streets, I mean, obviously 39th Avenue is a thoroughfare, a heavily traveled street.
Same with the Green Bay Road.
However, once you get to that part of 39th Avenue, it's not very heavily traveled because it's a residential street. The speed limit does go down to 30 or 35 in that area. It is very lightly traveled. And you see a lot of families out there walking with their kids, with their dogs. In the mornings, you'll see joggers out there running. And you see a lot of neighbors just out there helping each other, talking to each other, having the morning coffees with each other, that kind of stuff.
And it definitely is influenced by the university's student young renters who are looking to stay back closer to the college instead of going on the dorm. They want to seek out residents outside of the college, but close enough. Same with the staff who may be traveling from out of state just for their position, maybe a short-term position. There's a lot of events as well that happens as well around that area. So it's definitely a mix between a small town community and with the packets of city feel and that energy, like the college town feel. So
And Parkside is always doing events. Every fall they have the builder show there,
Home Expo.
the Home Expo. And then when we were just there earlier today, they had soccer games going on.
Yep.
And they had baseball games constantly throughout the season.
And people just walking on the track at the college, which is a really good time for your family. If you don't want to do the whole walking on the sidewalk, you can go and just cross to the college and walk their track.
Yep.
So one of the things that we love, and a lot of people do love, is the quieter streets. Like we said, there's a lot of green space. There's petrifying springs. So I really love petrifying springs. What about you, Chad?
I love Pet Springs. It's one of my favorite places to go to in Kenosha, and it's literally just down the road across the street from this neighborhood.
Yep.
I'd almost consider it part of the neighborhood because Pet Springs is so big, and this neighborhood is literally right there.
Adjacent to that huge, and the beer garden that Pet Springs has, that is essential. And that beer garden is open late spring into the summer, and it closes right after September, I believe.
I think they're open through October, aren't they? And they close early November, or maybe late October.
I think
Something like that.
after Beer Fest.
Okay.
So shortly after September, they close it, just because the weather starts, and it's an outdoor beer garden. So I mean, there's a lot of options for family-oriented activities. And if you're one of those families that are very, very physically active, this is the place to be because of the options. So we talked about the pros of living in the awesome neighborhood at Parkside. Now let's talk about the slightly negative side. All right, one of the negatives, or not so pleasant side of living in Parkside, is the ability to just walk down to the shopping center. You will actually have to drive just a little bit, 5-10 minutes, to a local shopping center, whether it's Walmart or the other shopping centers as Kohl's. And then the dining area as well. There's no real restaurants around there, but you have to, again, drive a little ways. I'm not saying far, but you will definitely have to take out that car.
Yeah, your closest dining center is probably in front of the Walmart Supercenter there. So you have it's not Oak Fire. What is it? Is it Oak Fire?
It's Oak Fire.
Your closest dining center is probably there in front of Walmart. So you have Oak Fire there. You have Taco Bell. You have there's a Burger King there. There's a Starbucks there. You have a few options, but it's not literally across the street. You could, I suppose, technically walk there, but it's a little bit of a walk. So it's a lot quicker and easier to just drive there. It's a quick little 5-minute drive.
And it's a little further from the downtown area if you really want to support the local businesses, which I really recommend because they are exquisite. But you have to drive quite a bit to get to the downtown area. Yeah,
downtown's what, 10-15 minutes away, which isn't horrible again, but
No.
If you want to get downtown quickly and do something, it's a little bit of a drive. So, and we all know that downtown has a lot of really fun events. So,
exactly. Oh, one of the major downsides of living next to the Parkside College is the university traffic. I mean, it can be tough because there's certain issues, there's certain spots that you can park, or there are people who are turning into or going to classes and stuff. So you're going to hit a little bit more traffic on that as well. For some reason, it feels like it's too tucked away, I guess, which is either a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. Do you consider that a deal maker? A deal breaker instead of deal maker? Deal breaker? Drop it down in the comments.
Especially during the expos, like the Home Expo, there's a lot of people that come to those things. There's thousands of people that come from all over not just Kenosha, but Racine, Milwaukee, they all come from all over the place. There's probably thousands of people that come to the Home Expo. So there's a lot of traffic that comes to Parkside during that time. So it gets really busy there. If you live in that area, usually a big increase in traffic in that area, for sure.
So let's compare the different neighborhoods that Kenosha actually has. So we mentioned about Forest Park. So Parkside versus Forest Park. Forest Park has more amenities. It's closer to the shopping centers, closer to the dining area. But are you more of a nature? That's where Parkside comes in. It has more nature, more green space than Forest Park. Forest Park is more like the neighborhood, and then the aspects of the city living.
Forest Park also has a community school right in the center of it, whereas Parkside, there's not a school like down the street. Typically, you have to be bused to and from school, or you have to drive your kid to and from school. Whereas Forest Park, at least in an elementary school, you can just walk your kid to and from school. So Parkside versus Pleasant Prairie. So generally, Pleasant Prairie is a little more expensive than Parkside, and their homes are bigger than Parkside. Now that's not always the case, because obviously, as we saw before, Parkside's prices are kind of up there. You know, there are a couple $1 million homes in there, and their prices are in that $500,000, $600,000 range for some homes. And that's similar to the Pleasant Prairie prices. However, generally, if you're looking at the overall picture, prices in the Parkside area are a little bit cheaper than Pleasant Prairie overall, if you're looking at generalities.
So when people tell us that they want the best of both worlds, the nature, the community, the north side, we would always recommend Parkside, because that is generally what it encompasses. You get that community feel with that, a lot of the green space availability for your family to enjoy the outdoors.
If you guys have any questions at all about buying, selling, or investing here in the Kenosha area, make sure that you give us a call at 262-331-1621, or grab one of our free guides down in the description of this video. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.